Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a superhero movie review, but I'm also going to be classing this as a mockbuster review and as part of my Thor marathon mockbuster. So this is one out of four Thor films that came out within a few years of each other around the sort of time of the Marvel Thor film. So Thunderstorm, Return of Thor. I believe this was released in 2011 and is an extremely low budget movie made by, I would assume, probably a group of friends, to be honest with you, more than anything else, but they don't seem like professional film creators to me. I think that the director, who actually stars as Thor himself, is kind of obviously the main driving force behind it, and he has a lot of sort of behind the scenes and behind the camera contributions to make to this film. So I've got a feeling this is really down to him. So Thunderstorm is basically set in pretty much all in contemporary times, and we get a very long sort of credit scene, and I timed it. It takes 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes for the credits for this film, and then within that you kind of get a kind of sprawling Star Wars style sort of exposition sort of dialogue script bit that basically tells the mankind is basically losing faith in the gods, blah blah, and Ragnarok is coming, etc., and the gods have to kind of restore faith in the gods to be able to faith in the gods to be able to help this. So we cut to modern times basically, and basically you've got your bad guys who are led by this sort of bald guy with a beard who is massively overacting, and they're basically trying to sort of locate various artifacts to sort of bring about Ragnarok, and in doing so they also summon Hel from Asgard basically, and she's kind of like this trampy sort of goddess basically. And in the meantime, you've also got the kind of the good guys, like Odin and Thor, basically sense what's going on, and they need to sort of find a champion for themselves. Now, because there's this kind of lack of faith in the human world, they can't come down themselves. They've got to find someone who's kind of within the sort of Asgardian bloodline to be able to sort of almost sort of accept the power of the gods. And they get this kind of science guy who's developing this battle suit, which looks like a Power Ranger, and I recognise the Mars. It's actually a toy's voice changing thing that I used to saw a few years back, and it looks it's in the most low tech, unsecured lab you'll ever see, and this suit is literally just propped up in the corner, and it's quite funny. It's kind of got this like overly muscled rubber suit and everything. Anyway, they're developing this battle suit for completely unrelated reasons, and this is for the government, I assume, and blah blah. Anyway, he kind of gets imbued with the power of Thor and can kind of shoot electric from his hands and whatnot, and goes in this suit which kind of insulates his power basically. And he has this one of the most amusing things about this film, he has this hammer which is meant to be used as a conductor, but the actors don't even try to make it look weighted at all. It's obviously made of plywood or something. And when they sort of pick it up and stuff, it literally they pick it up like it has no weight whatsoever. So there's very little effort in this film to think about anything more than the obvious here. There's no attention to detail here. And then when he puts on the suit, obviously he's kind of chasing down some of the bad guys to try and stop Hel and her kind of goons basically from bringing Ragnarok, and sort of gets wrapped up in a female police officer we sort of ends up sort of teaming up with. This is some cheap ass shit right here. Now, with these B movies, I always have to sort of say you have to sort of judge a film by the basis of the budget. But to be honest with you, if you've got this lower budget, I just don't think you should be attempting an effects-heavy film, because it just looks crap. I mean, unfortunately, this looks like a fan film. I can't believe it's actually got an actual release. If you've got a low budget, fine, then make films and stuff. But you can't rely on having to do effects and things like this, and it's just not going to work. and no one's going to be a fan of this film unless you were part of the people who actually made this, I'm afraid. I mean, like I said, I try to sort of be a bit fair in regards to the budgets and stuff, but for a piece of entertainment, if you were to buy this DVD, you would feel shortchanged. I mean, there's some ridiculous CGI in it. I will say that there's a couple of effect shots where he's kind of like messing around with his powers and stuff with his suit. That doesn't look too bad. I will give them that. But there are, on the other hand, some really bad effects in this film. The suit itself just looks like, you know, like a joke costume that you would buy from a joke shop, and the acting is unfortunately uniformly terrible, with the exception, I would say, maybe from Thunderstorm is actually this superhero's name. He calls himself Thunderstorm. He's kind of he's not Thor himself. He's kind of has the power of Thor, basically. But he has this kind of like lab partner, his friend. He was okay in the acting, I've got to say, but he pretty much was the only one. And unfortunately, he gets sort of killed halfway through the film, and that was the only one reasonable act within this movie. So this is the first out the four Thor mockbusters that I'm going to be reviewing, and unfortunately, this one's not off to a great start. So 1.5 out of 10, unfortunately, for this one. This one, I'll be honest with you, even if you were a hardcore Thor fan, I would seriously not recommend it, to be honest with you. It's just, even if you're a superhero fan, whatever, you know, avoid. 1.5 out of 10. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think. And don't forget to watch my other Thor mockbuster reviews coming up.